there's always this rumor that's out. Yeah.
I met a guy that has a
Klinefelter.
Yeah.
All right. So was he relatively normal? Or could you? So just a little bit. The most famous, there's always this rumor that Jamie Lee Curtis, the actress, is XYY, I believe. I can't remember now, or maybe XY, whatever. But whatever it was, I think it was XXY. She has a Y chromosome, but obviously she's a woman. And it's turned out to, no one's ever actually confirmed it. It's just this rumor floating out there. So, who knows? Although she's even human. What's that?
Probably just have like 4 X's and a Y.
That's actually possible. So you can have multiple non-disjunctions, and you can have even more XXX. So those are even more rare. But there are some of these out there. All right, so I'd like to end with this last slide, and you talk about the advantages of sex. All right. So asexual reproduction is useful, and sexual reproduction are both useful in an evolutionary manner. Asexual reproduction is useful because if there is one tiny little plant out in the middle of nowhere and it doesn't have any breeding partners through pollen or something like that, it can now just send out a little growth, or it can clone itself. So this little plant here has this little stem that will grow out, and that will grow roots, and this will become its own little strawberry flower. So you call this a runner, and it will eventually die here, and then this plant will now grow. They're genetically identical, so you now have these organisms that can grow. Sometimes this is useful if a particular organism is already evolutionarily fit for the exact environment, so it doesn't need to change at all. So you do see this sometimes. Sexual reproduction is useful because it does have some advantages. It can speed adaptation to a changing environment. We'll talk about evolution. This is how evolution is usually driven. Change over long periods of time, or change driven against the gene pool can cause certain species to evolve into the best species suited for an environment. You can also allow a population to easily rid itself of harmful genes, because if somebody has a gene that's particularly bad, you can now breed with another person that has a healthy gene, and the offspring will now have both copies, and hopefully that harmful gene will now be masked by the good gene, as we'll see later. So there are advantages to both, depending on the environment. We cannot reproduce asexually, so we don't have that advantage. So we are sexual reproducers. So that's chapter 8. That's everything that's going to be on the test. Any questions, comments? If you have any other comments about sexual reproduction, talk to your parents, because I don't.
How many questions is the
60 or 61.